Welcome to Max's Models. I'm Max. Well, hello Blue Troopers, and today we're going to talk about the kit models for the MGM-18 Lacrosse missile. And this was a guided missile that did have a nuclear capability, although it was normally figured it was going to be using conventional warheads. And it was actually a radar-guided missile. Now, I have a particular connection to this missile because when I built mine, and mine is the one here in the picture, I was able to acquire the comp or comprehensive that Richard Cashady did for Revell for the box art. So this is the little artwork that he does to show them this is what I had in mind, and if they approve it, then he paints the big full-size one with all the details that becomes the box art, and did. So I proudly display this with my model Lacrosse missile. Now mine is the Revell 140 scale. Revell had a thing for 1 to 40 in those days, and it first came out in 1958 and has been repopped numerous times since then. Also made by Lidella in Mexico, which is basically the Revell of Mexico. It's an excellent kit, pretty good fit, good, well engineered. It looks like the actual Lacrosse. Characters, the figures that come with it are pretty good, but the truck and all the equipment are good. Now, they don't have some of the detail. If you ever get to see a museum Lacrosse truck, you'll notice there's a lot of hoses and cables and stuff that aren't in the kit model. But in 1958, I don't really think they had the technology, or maybe probably not even the information to make all that stuff, because it was still a pretty classified system. And the other Lacrosse missiles include Hawk put one out in 1958 as part of their 3 rocket power guided missiles set with the Dart, the Little John, and the Lacrosse. Now, this is a 148 scale kit, and it has little stands that the missiles go on. They're not on the truck or mounted on their launchers. They're just on little display stands. And these are actually pretty rare. And if you find a complete one on eBay or something, they can get a couple $100 easily. I was actually kind of surprised at just how expensive they were. Even some of them I've seen that were partial kits that had parts, a lot of parts missing, people wanting $30, $40, $50 for. The next one is from Revell, and Revell made the 1/32 scale Lacrosse with the truck and the launcher. So it's a little bit bigger than the one from Revell. I have not built that one. I haven't even seen one in person, but my experience with Revell overall has been that they made pretty good kits with lots of moving features on them. Monogram also had a small Lacrosse with their missile sets, but I don't know what the scale was, but they were pretty tiny. Lacrosse had a pretty short service life from 59 to 64, but when it first came out and was being worked with in the early 60s, they had high hopes for it. In fact, we'll go back to our favorite episode of The Big Picture and show Audie Murphy with the General talking about Lacrosse and showing how it works.
Let's take a look at Lacrosse.
The Lacrosse. I didn't see this one in Europe.
Well, it'll be there before the end of the month. You just missed it.
Generally know my boys are always using toy missiles in their games at home. I'm glad I'll have a chance to see some of these fired. Maybe I can give them a little briefing.
Well, I'm glad that you're going to see that, too, and I'm glad that your boys are interested in missiles and all the other things that modern science and technology is giving us these days, and they're interested in the defense of their country. But when you get to something that's real like this, as you'll see, this is a job for men, and it takes a lot of men, and it takes a lot of good men to fire this down to support the chaps on the ground who are going to have rifles in their hands and tanks, just like you had to do it last time.
Well, it's certainly no toy.
No, it's no toy. It's a great missile, and I suggest now that we get in the car and go down toward the impact area 6 or 8 miles, and then we'll send the signal back and they'll fire it, and you'll see what this will do for you.
Good.
The target is that 6-foot stake that you see directly in front of us here. It's about 10 miles away from the launcher for this shot.
Tell me, General, how does this Lacrosse differ from the Honest John?
Well, the Honest John is a free rocket. There has no guidance at all. The Lacrosse is a true guided missile. It's guided by a man on the ground with a radio, usually a forward observer who can see the target himself, just like an artillery observer in World War II.
It's on the way, sir.
There's one more Lacrosse kit I want to talk about and that's from Aurora. It came out in 1959, and it's actually a system that never existed. Aurora made a 1/48 scale M8E2 munitions carrier, and this was a real vehicle. In fact, it was one of the Army's first fully tracked, like armor personnel carrier type vehicles. It was built on the chassis of the M41 Walker Bulldog, and it was used as a munitions carrier. It was kind of a forerunner to APCs as we know them today. But even during late World War II, the Army had realized they needed some kind of tracked armored vehicle for moving ammunition and also troops to replace the half-tracks. Well, Aurora made what apparently is considered a pretty good kit of the M8, but they also decided to make one with the Lacrosse launcher on the back. Now, this system never existed, and I think Aurora only made it for 1 year, but apparently somehow they caught wind of what the Army was up to. Knowing Aurora, they probably just read it in a magazine. It was an idea that was talked about. I don't even think it was ever even done on paper. It was dropped, and the Army decided to go with truck-borne systems, and Aurora jumped on it. They were often the first to market with these things. If you happen to find one, I would suggest acquiring it because they are rare and they are usually expensive. Even the M8 munitions carrier itself, it can be a little expensive. I don't know how rare the weapons carrier with the missile is. They call it the M8E2 weapons carrier and ground support warhead. They don't even call it the Lacrosse, so probably a story behind that I don't know. But I've never even been able to find a photograph of a built-up one. The closest I've come is this instruction sheet, and apparently it really was a thing for a short time. It seems like I might have seen one of these on eBay for about $300, and I toyed with the idea of getting it, but I was like, it's $300. I don't, as cool as it is. But if you come across one, you can afford it, you might want to grab it. And that pretty much brings us up to Lacrosse. Now, real quick before we go, the Lacrosse system, which required a lot of support equipment. Now, it was solid fueled, so at least you didn't have to fuel the thing. But it was just artillery. It's part of the field artillery. And, of course, it could carry up to a 10 kiloton nuclear warhead, but generally speaking, most people figured it would make a good bunker buster. Because the way it worked, and the reason it's called Lacrosse is it would be fired from its launcher and radar guided, and then a forward observer with his own radar unit would pick it up and track it and visually fly it to the target, which is, I'm not exactly sure how you visually track a flying missile to a target, but that's the way they did it. And he had a little joystick to fly it with. It had wings and control surfaces, but you had to be able to see it so that you could guide it into the target. So it was basically useless in bad weather or at night. And unfortunately, they were never able to protect the systems from being jammed or potentially even hijacked. If somebody could hijack your signal, they could take over the missile and fly it into your own troops. They say when it was used in a non-threatened environment, like at a range or something, it was extremely accurate. You never saw combat. So we never had to put it to the acid test. But it was high maintenance, not terribly reliable. Could be very accurate, though, but the Army just moved on to better stuff as technology improved, so it had a very short service life. And the units that they did put together, I don't even think were ever up to full strength. And it's just one of those interim systems. I think we learned a lot from it, so I wouldn't say it was a waste of time or money, but it just never lived up to expectations. I don't really even think it came that close, but it was, they were not afraid to go out, think outside the box, and come up with some pretty wild systems. And given that this is done in the 1950s technology, that's pretty impressive in its own way. So that's what we have to say about the Lacrosse missile system and the kits thereof. You guys take care of yourselves. We'll talk to you later. And as always, model on.
Lacrosse missile. Why, oh why? Why, oh why? Sometimes things look mighty grand, then slip right out of your hand.
That's okay, we learn and grin and try a brighter game again.